everyone, welcome back to our channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Thank you so much for joining us for this quick 20-minute funky flow practice. We're actually going to get started standing. You only need your mat, and if you have a yoga block, you're welcome to bring that into the equation. If not, you can just use a thick book, blanket, or anything of that nature. So we're actually going to meet with midway of our mat. You can face the front, whichever way is most comfortable for you, so you can still see the screen. We're going to get a little bend in the knees here, and I want you to root down into all 4 points of your foot, lift your toes off the mat, and kind of hug everything in towards your pelvis area. And then I want you to bring your awareness also into your core section and think about this area cinching together like a corset. The tailbone will automatically begin to kind of tuck down slightly. You're not going to be in like an overly tilted position, but just more in a neutral position if you're stuck like this majority of the day. So you really want to make sure you're grounded down into your feet, the hips are stable and neutral. The core is active. The shoulders are not rounding forward, they're back and they're away from our ears, and our hands are just going to come to either side. Palms are going to face forward. And I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you have these thick roots growing out from your feet into the earth, and you feel really solid and stable. Go ahead, release your toes down to the ground, and then just kind of feel this energy going back and forth from your feet into the floor and so on. And then bring the awareness into the central region by your belly button and your pubis bone, and just kind of pull all of this area in together. Feel integrated, feel connected with your body in this moment. And we'll start to move our arms, keeping everything nice and tight. Inhale, reach your arms up, shoulders reach up into the ears, palms may come together, maybe just reach up overhead, and then we'll bring them back down by our sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release it down. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Now as I reach up, my palms are facing up, and then whenever I take them down, I kind of take them away from me. Go 1 more time, just for good measure. And because I don't know how to count. Take the hands back down. Beautiful. And then bend the elbows and do some shoulder rolls. So really moving the scapula up and back. And then kind of just work with one arm at a time. Nice. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take them out. We're actually going to meet at the top of our mats. So again, checking in with our feet, making sure we're really rooted down into the earth. Tailbone is going down towards the floor. Hips are pulling in towards each other. Ribs are coming in towards each other. Shoulders are down and back. Inhale, reach the arms up alongside your ears. Pinkies turn in towards each other. Keep the low belly in. And then exhale, bend the knees. Hinge from the hips. Bring your hands forward and down towards the floor. Release the head down, looking in between your big toes. And then bring the hands up to the shins. Inhale, look right out in front of whatever it is that you're practicing on. Bring the hands back down and step the left foot back. We'll bring the left knee down to the floor. If you need something underneath your knees, feel free to use that, or feel free to put something there. We're gonna come up onto the knee. Right foot is forward. I want you to pull this right leg back, left hip going forward, tailbone down towards the floor. Really kind of tap the glutes, make sure that they're still working here. Bring your right hand on top or the outside of your hip. Left arm's gonna reach up towards the ceiling or the sky. We'll reach over to the right. Feeling this kind of lifting and stretching into the left side body. We're gonna bring our left hand down to the floor. Heel toe the right foot away from you a smidge, and then extend the right arm up towards the sky. Reach up with the right hand. And then we'll bring the right hand down, and we'll take the right knee back. So now we're back in a tabletop position. Hands are gonna be underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide. Knees underneath the hips. Really push down into the hands. Shoulders pulled back. Chin pulled in. Core active. And we'll take our right toes to the back of the mat. We'll just kind of push forward and back here. Now come back to a neutral position. Stay here, push into the hands, and do a tiny bend at the elbows, and then just straighten them out. Tiny bend, and then go ahead and straighten them out. We'll take the right heel down, toe out, and extend the right arm up towards the sky for a side plank variation. So you can keep the left toe curled under, you can kickstand it behind you a little bit, or you can untuck the toe. Right arm's going up towards the sky. We're kind of lifting out of the right ribs, but the core is still active here. And then when you begin to make a circle with the right arm. Switch and go the opposite way. And then right hand's gonna come down to the ground. We'll spin back onto the right toes and lift up and back into a three-legged dog. Keep the left knee bent, push into the hands, come up high onto the toes. Bring your left knee down, or your left foot down to the ground. Bring both knees down. Then we're gonna come back up onto our knees. Bring the left foot forward this time. So the tailbone's rooted down to the ground. I did not bring a knee pad, so I'm just kind of fold my mat up a little bit. That way it gives me a little cushion underneath my kneecap. Left foot on the floor, right knee directly underneath the hip, pulling back and coming forward. Really integrate into the floor. So you root to lift. Alright, so everything's pulled in, left hand's on the hip, right arm alongside the ear. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it over to the left. So notice that I'm not coming into this. Okay, that puts a lot of strain on my right hip joint, and I feel more connected this way. And then we're gonna come down. This right hand's gonna come to the floor. We're gonna come into a twisted low lunge. So right hand down, left arm goes up. Big breaths here. I'm actually gonna turn so you can see. From here, left hand's gonna come down. Left leg's gonna go back to the back of the mat. So now we're back in this tabletop position with the left foot back. We're just gonna go back and forth here. Some ankle mobility. And then come back to a neutral position. Take the left heel down, left arm goes up towards the sky. Again, the right toe can stay in line. It can kind of go back slightly, so it's almost like a kickstand. Pushing into my right hand, reaching up with my left hand. Breathing, it's always important. And then we'll bring the left hand down, come back into this quadruped with the left leg extended, plant that foot down, push into your hands. We're gonna suck this right knee up and then extend it back. Nice. Go ahead and take the right foot down to the floor. Come up high onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, shift the weight back, push into your hands. Breathe here. Take the feet out a little bit wider than you normally would and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Well, my front, but your back. Really sink down into the hips, bend the knees, let the head and the hands kind of just release down to the floor. And then we'll go ahead and walk the hands, I'll flip back around. We'll walk the hands back out and come back into a downward dog. Take both knees down to the floor. Nice. Then we're going to come onto our forearms. So, forearms are going to be on the ground. There's two options for this. So you can either, sorry, I got a malfunction here. You can either clasp the hands, or you can lay them flat. So I'm going to show it with the hands flat the first time, and then the second time we'll show it with the hands interlaced. So you want to measure out how far your hands should be apart. So you want to grab opposite biceps. Once you do that, you're going to push into the mat, really dome the upper back, pull the low ribs in, curl your toes under, and then lift the knees. Now you might just stay here, okay? Don't let your shoulders come way over. Keep them in line with the elbows. Just hold here. You know, you might just take the knees up and down. Or we'll lift the knees up, shift the hips back, keep the knees bent, walk the feet out a little bit, make some space, and hold into our dolphin. Maybe stay here or lift your right leg up into the sky. Pull the ribs in, we're just gonna come up and down on the left toes. Or if you've got both feet down, up and down on both feet. Go ahead and bring the knees down, bring the feet down, come back up on the hands and knees. We're gonna inhale, release the heart to the floor, look forward, pull the shoulder blades together, exhale, round the spine, push the mat away, maybe come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, release the heart down. Exhale. Lift it up. Nice, come back on the hands and knees. Extend the right leg behind us, okay? Keep the lower rib in. Don't let everything kind of like flail out like this, okay? It's not about how high the foot is lifted. It's about if you can feel it in your glutes. So pull everything in and up, push into your hands. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we're gonna pull the knee in and try to tap that right tricep. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll take that right knee down. Keep the toes curled under, lift up and back. Kind of shake the wrist out a little bit. And then we'll go to the other side. So the big thing is trying to keep everything nice and tight. So like the pelvis, the foot, the leg, you're not just all like blah, blah, blah. Like Gumby out here. We love Gumby, don't get me wrong. But we're not looking for Gumby right now. I'm gonna extend the left leg back behind you. Pull the lower ribs in, pull the belly in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the knee towards the tricep. You may touch it, you may not. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Nice. Go ahead and set that foot down. Sit back, child's pose. So the child's pose is knees out wide, big toes together. Hands are either going to come out in front of you, or you can have the forearms down. I want to talk about something for just a moment, and that is the continuous check-in throughout your practice. So typically in my classes, when we start by checking in with our mind, our body, and our breath. It's number one. Because when you get those 3, when you become aware of those 3 and where you are, you can better figure out how you're going to lead your practice. You know, you might do only 1 downward dog. You might continue to do downward dogs if you need to kind of rev up a little bit. It's all about you and where you're at in your practice. So we're going to come up onto hands and knees. We're going to come back down to our forearms. I'm going to show the clasped hand version now. Again, measure out your biceps. Once you're there, pull the low belly in, slight tuck of the tailbone, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Keep the knees bent as much as you need to. Push into your hands, push yourself away. And then we're going to lift the left leg up. And we'll come up and down on the right toes. Now you can have both feet down, and that's fine. Now if you're feeling a little playful, maybe, and you feel really strong in your arms, you don't feel any kind of sinking, you're really pushing into the forearms, you can try to hop. Little hop. Little hop. Then maybe take that foot down. Maybe try with the other side. Little hop. Tiny hop. Both knees come down. Sit back, child's pose. Walk the hands towards your knees. Come up onto the knees. We'll bring the right foot forward. Curl the back toe under. This is when things are going to get a little saucy, if they're not already. Push into your left foot. Lift the left knee up. Alright, so now we're in a high lunge. Now I want you to take this left leg, point it out to the side. We're going to set it for warrior 2. Bend your right knee. Make sure that this is in line, so you're not reaching forward and we're not super far leaning back. Right knee is bent, toes point forward, bring your arms into a T. Look over your right middle finger. Whew. It's hot, y'all. Take the left arm back, right arm reaches back. Reverse warrior, we're going to bring this right forearm down. Left arm's going to come alongside the ear. Extended side angle. Left arm's going to come down to the ground. We'll spin onto the left toes, so we're back into this high lunge position, except the right leg is going to be semi-straight. And then if you want to, you can lift the right toes off the floor. Maybe twist it around a little bit. Maybe even turn it towards your left wrist and hold here, setting it down on the ground. You can have your hands on blocks also. Go ahead and take that right toe back forward. We're gonna bend the knee here. Ha ha, like Daenerys. I'm just kidding, like Jon Snow. Plant your hands, step your right foot back, come into plank pose. And lift up in a three-legged dog. Or take the foot down and then come up. Go ahead and take the right foot down. Inhale the left leg up into the sky. Exhale, pull the knee in, step it in between the hands. Right knee comes down to the ground. Come up into a low lunge. Nice and stable here. Really rooting down. We'll do some shoulder rolls. Open things up a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips. Pull everything in nice and tight. Keep that right toe curled under. Lift that right knee up off the floor. And then we're going to open it out. Turn that toe out. Maybe heel toe it apart. Maybe bring it closer together. It's your choice. Left knee is bent. Toe points forward. Once the legs are nice and stable, try to reach your arms up into a T. Looking over your left middle finger. Take the right hand back. Left arm's going to go up and back to meet it. Come forward, extended side angle. Left forearm on the thigh. Right arm goes alongside the ear. Really reach. Get some space up all up in this. And we're going to bring that right hand down to the floor. We'll pivot the back foot. Straighten the front leg. Stay up high on the back toes. Okay, if you need to have your hands on blocks, bring the blocks into the party. Lift your left toe up if it feels okay. If that really pulls on the hip, then just don't worry about it. Maybe turn the toes to the right and hold here. Lift the toes up, bring them back to center. Bend the left knee. Plant the hands. Pull that left knee into that left tricep. And then sit back, downward dog. We're really going to start to ramp up some stuff here. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, shift forward, bend the knee, pull everything in. Pull, 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 pull. Try to tap that right tricep. Take it down to the wrist. Pull it up and take it back. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, pull it in. Tap. Maybe take the foot down. Right? Pull it up. Send it back. Exhale, bring it back in. Tap, tap, up, back. We'll go one more. Right foot comes down. Take a break if you need to. Left leg comes up. Exhale. Pull it in. Tap, tap, up, back. Exhale. Woo. 3 more. Pull it in. Tap. Up. Pull it in. Woo. Up. Back. Last one. You got it. Knee comes in. Tap. Up. Back. Left foot comes down. Both knees come down. Child's pose. Take some water. Whatever you need right now. And then we'll shimmy on over to sit down. If you need to, roll the shoulders down a little bit if you'd like. Otherwise, we're just going to come to a seated for a second. Right hand's going to come out to the side, left arm's going to reach up. Come back over to the other side. Bring both hands back behind you. Let the legs just kind of relax out in front of you. Inhale, reach the heart forward, look up. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. So, this is where I'm going to tell you you can come to Shavasana. Just lay down. Set a timer for about 5 minutes. and really just focus on your breath, focus on how the body feels. Any other thoughts that come up in the mind stuff, that's your yoga. You know, that's you trying to control the mind stuff. And one of the main ways that you can do that is becoming more aware of your body, where you are in your body and how it feels. Once you get the tangible stuff, you know, the taste, touch, smell, all of that stuff, you hear, you know, once you get control of the body, once you can become better aware of what your body's feeling, where it's feeling it, you can start to move that into your mind and really start to control when those certain thoughts come up for you. So when you're having thoughts of self-doubt, when you're having thoughts of insecurities, when you're worried about stuff, you have better control of those instances versus just succumbing to your emotions, especially if you have better control of your body, because that's where a lot of those feelings come into play. And it's hard to calm your heart rate when you're so upset and so frustrated. So that's where the breath comes in. If you can get your breath in your body under wraps, the mind stuff becomes a lot more manageable. I don't want to say easier, because it's never going to get really easier. It just becomes more manageable for you and wherever you are in your practice. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that yoga is not about clearing the mind per se. It's about being able to control the mind and control how you perceive things, how you feel about things. And I think with that control, you gain a lot of freedom. So you're not just a prisoner to your emotions or a prisoner to how other people make you feel, because we're all kind of on our own journey. So I just want to invite you to use these next couple of minutes to just relax, lay down, take some time for yourself. You know, light your favorite candle or incense, your essential oils, whatever it may be, and just breathe and just focus on your breath. At the end of it, say a thank you to yourself for dedicating this time to yourself and to your practice, because it is oh so important right now. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.